Well guys, here is a brand new EU4 After Action report that I just finished at almost 3:30 in the morning. This is my Viet game. I've been trying to play them for several years. I've tried numerous times, and unfortunately all of them mostly didn't work until I finally tried it again on normal on here. I tried it before and it didn't work out a few months ago, but I tried again and oh boy, it was a pain. So I mostly took over the modern borders of Vietnam. I took over a whole bunch of Central Asia, but then I had to run into a massive problem where I can't remember if it was I was having trouble making money at first or having low manpower or something like that, but I really couldn't beat a whole bunch. I couldn't really beat a whole bunch of countries, so I had to rely on mercs a lot, and it got so bad to the point that I was in severe, and I mean severe debt. In fact, I was in severe debt for 60 something years, which is the longest I've ever had. And near the end of it, when it got really bad, I had to start throwing all my mana points away to lower inflation, because my inflation was almost at 20%. It was freaking high as hell too. And it wasn't even from debasing currencies. It was just I couldn't pay off the loans because I wasn't making no money at all. So once that took several years to get out of that, but once I finally got out of all the loans and inflation, the economy started to do a lot better and all that. So I was able to take over more stuff, and I actually did colonize very early on. I think it was in the 1470s. I think I started colonizing stuff, because it says in history. No, it's not this one. There's a province. Here we go. I think it says it right here. Yeah. We colonized in 1473, so I colonized all of the Philippines over time. I actually colonized parts of Papua New Guinea. I shared it with the British. And I actually colonized Northern Australia. I can't remember what the country's called. I think it was Australian Vietnamese. I had to fix it again. But for some stupid reason, they actually tried to attack one of the Aboriginal states around here. And they didn't call me in, so they got completely obliterated and annexed by them, much to my stunned surprise. And then Spain came in and took over the rest of Australia. So that's really annoying. Because there's still Vietnamese culture in Australia. You see right there the remnants of that Vietnamese colonial state. Alright, so I colonized more of Oceania. I mean Java. Wait, no, that's not Java. That's Borneo, I mean to say. And I can't remember what this island was called. Here it is. I just don't know how to pronounce it, though. To colonize some of this. So I've expanded someone out here, but I was mostly stuck around here for a good chunk of the game because my ally Bengals decided to be dicks and colonize all this down here, much to my annoyance. So I couldn't attack them because they were too strong and my allies I had to deal with it. So I decided to head up north and take over almost all of Ming. Shun, or whatever they're called, used to be my ally, but then once our borders touched, they became hostile with me. So once we were done with Ming, I kicked them out. I even made Wu here my vassal, and I fed them a whole bunch of territory right there when I took them away from Ming. But then they got so big, and that Deacon over here supported their independence that I had to deal with in a span of 20 years. Not one, not two, but 3 independence wars, and I won all 3 of them, thankfully. And in almost all the wars I had, I actually took territory away from Wu, 'cause they were out to something these borders, where I'm pointing at almost. They were a lot bigger than they were, and I wanted to annex them, but I never was able to get my relationship fixed, though, unfortunately. And I had to make them an not agricultural mark, an administration region. So I don't even know if I could annex them even if I wanted to, because I don't see the option to, yeah, it looks like I couldn't annex them. But yeah, that's what happened, unfortunately. So of course we started heading up north, and 10 years ago I did a massive war with Shun, and I took all of this. This was a big bunch of territory gain. It was crazy. And I made South Jilin right here my vassal from a century ago, because, I fought, yeah, it was Japan, because Japan became a great power, and I decided to force them to give up this state right here to be a puppet, And they lost territory because they used to be like down here, but they still had one territory left, and Korea broke away from them like up here, so I took over it. And then I attacked Japan again sometime in the future, and I forced them to give me all of this. So yeah, that was nice. And then recently, right before the game ended, because Bengal started to fall apart, I refused to help them in a war. Now they're hostile with me. And then they had an independence war down here where someone broke away from them. So I was able to take all this too as my last territorial conquest in the game. Japan decided to attack me and take over something around here. And I was able to beat them up enough to white piece them out. Even though I would have liked to have taken the rest of Thailand or this province right here, this disgusting eyesore. But didn't happen. And that's the results of this game. As this is my 9th highest scoring game ever. Alright. And of course we were a a great princedom. Which, oh my god, the rulers for most of the game were trash when I became princedom. But hey, I thought it was an interesting take to be a republic for once. I like to alternate sometimes to be a monarchy, a theocracy, a republic, or whatever, just to suit like my role-playing needs for this game. Alright, so, yeah, we're still our religion, which our culture didn't spread much, but our religion spread very far, as you can see. And I cannot wait to do this game in EU4. I mean, I'm Vicky 2, as I got so many loans I had to pay off. I've had 3 times this game where I had severe amounts of loans in the decades. It's really unfortunate. Alright, so that'll wrap up this long video. So see you guys next time, and here is the final map, too, of Viet.